Hey guys, Lola Selena here. Also go by Island Turtle. So welcome to BOMISpirit. Just hopping live on here really quickly, not planned. So the camera's gonna be a little shaky because I didn't bring a tripod. Today is the eclipse and equinox. Did I make this public? I think I made this public. I don't know. Maybe it's catching up. Anyway, I did share a song that has been coming through actually the last few days, and then I've been sitting here for the threshold of the eclipse and the equinox, and the song came up again as I was just sitting here, and I was like, okay, okay, I hear it. So I did share that as a post, so you can go ahead and check that out if you're curious about the song. It's actually a song that has been out for I think well over a decade. It's a really beautiful song. It's called History by Katie Gray, I believe the artist's name is. And I think it's really appropriate for what this threshold can feel like for some people, not everybody. Um, I know my patrons already know because I spent a lot of time with my patrons this week, with the Rainbow Tribe, just talking about all these crazy energies. And I haven't really spoken about it too much on YouTube actually, and I wanted to, and it just didn't feel right. It just didn't feel in alignment. And so I guess here we are talking about things now. At least the important things. I probably won't talk too much about the astrology, what have you, but anyway, the important stuff. This eclipse is bringing up a lot of patterns and things. Oh, hold on a second. I'm just a little bit off a trail, so hold on. I like privacy, so I'm just gonna wait till they're gone. Okay, and off they go. Okay. Lovely sounds of water. Yeah, this is my favorite spot. I love this spot. I come here a lot, and it's kind of perfect. You can see behind me there's just like trees and vegetation. The water's right here. Actually, I think I can flip it around. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, it's really perfect. And you hear little like seals and stuff in the background making noises because there's a little buoy out there. And so, I don't know, the acoustics are just right today. Like every 20 minutes or so, they kind of like, you know, make their guttural noises. Anyway, back to why I even came on here with you guys today. Um, this eclipse and this equinox. This is a south nodal eclipse. And with it being at this like critical point of Virgo, there are a lot of old, and I do want to say old, patterns and ways of thinking and things of that nature, and emotions, of course, that are coming up at this time to be eclipsed out. But it can feel very overwhelming for some people. Again, not everyone's the same. You know if it's overwhelming for you, you know if it's not overwhelming for you. The other thing is this eclipse has a rare aspect pattern called a kite pattern. And the eclipse itself is literally the focal point of it. It's literally the apex planet. And so it's pushing everything against this ecliptic energy. Kite patterns specifically are about like only allowing for very like strong sustainability, longevity in certain aspects of our lives, and meaning and purpose, things that have value versus things that are relatively superficial or not necessary, right? On all levels. But the kite aspect pattern, what also makes this like energy of the old so intense, is that we have the minor grand trine of remembrance. That's just what I've been calling it. I said I wasn't going to talk about astrology, and of course I did. Um, the minor grand trine of remembrance is a huge part of it. It actually makes up most of the pattern itself. And what this has been doing, we've had this for the entire year, essentially, where it has been a lot of recall of things from, our life, even like past life kind of things, literally coming back up to the surface to be acknowledged or seen or recognized or reclaimed. This could even be like things that just make you happy, things that really light up your soul, things that touch you on the level of your soul, those kinds of things. Can even be like lost skills and talents and things of that nature too. Really, really nice stuff actually. But The minor grand chine of remembrance in the last month, all of us celestial bodies have now gone retrograde. So it's now very internalized. It's now creating this like embodiment of these, of this remembrance. And so on a day like today, with this eclipse, that remembrance is really strong. But we are only taking with us what will support us out of that remembrance, what holds value for us moving forward out of that remembrance, what can help us to have longevity and stability and sustainability moving forward in that remembrance, which means not all of what we have recalled or touched or recognized or felt in the last year is meant to go with us, even if this is past life shit. So this is also why I wanted to get on here and talk about this, because I know for myself and also just some other people, just, you know, after talking to just, you know, the Rainbow Tribe, and even just observing just, you know, people and things, that some of this remembrance is tied into or braided with what our souls remember. And this doesn't even have to just be past lives, because here's the thing. Everything's connected, everything's one, right? Including all things through time and space, right? So you could even just be very aware of remembrance of your area, even if you have nothing really tying your soul to it, just you being there, you're kind of more available to it. You know what I mean? It's like we can use all of these terms like Akashic records and blah, 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 blah. It doesn't, these terms don't really matter, okay? They don't really matter. Just hear what I'm trying to say to you, okay? No matter what you are feeling, no matter what you are remembering or recalling, whether it's just emotional, whether it's just energetic, or whether you're having crazy ass dreams and you're like, I was here at this place until whatever, you know, not all of that is meant to be carried forward. And so some of these things have some painful, like, emotions tied to them. Some of these things have very dense energy tied to them. And so you may have been feeling that a lot today. Again, not everybody, and this may continue. Everyone deals with these energies in different ways and different durations, right? But this is like the window that we're in right now. And so also depending on like how deep you go with these things, you could kind of feel like you're just completely swimming in it, completely swimming in like anger and frustration and cycles and repeating shit over and over and over and old patterns and things of that nature, being really angry, being really fed up, being full of rage, being full of sadness, being full of grief, being filled with like doubt even, and just like, well, where the hell is this world going kind of energy, kind of vibes. Again, everyone's different, but it could get that extreme for some people, and you know if that's you. And for some people, again, you're chilling, you're okay, and that's cool. I love to hear that people are doing good. I really do. But also, I'm not here to have this channel just to support people who are doing well either, right? So, coming back, if you can take the time to just sit with yourself and let all that stuff bubble to the surface, like I don't think it's good to fight it. I don't think it's good to suppress it. If it's coming up, it's coming up, and let yourself ride through that wave. Because once you like let that wave ride through you, you will feel relief. You will. Whether you cry, whether you scream, whether you curse the sky, you will feel better. I promise you will. And you may start to see that. You may start to realize like, oh, this actually, or this doesn't have to impact my present anymore, right? Especially if it's personal to you versus something that's just like a fleeting feeling that's not tied to anything, and you're just like, I'm angry for no reason, right? Yeah, ride that wave, give yourself permission. It's human to do so. It's not healthy to suppress it and just be like, well, I'm just only going to focus on the positive and pretend like that's not happening. That's just my opinion. Everyone does shit different. But I do think if you allow yourself and give yourself permission to take the time to see it for what it is and realize, oh, the shit I'm stewing on, the shit that I'm like spiraling on, the stuff that I'm like don't want to experience anymore, right? Especially in terms of like repeating patterns and repeating experiences and repeating cycles, especially in terms of things being difficult or in terms of things being really hard or really dense or again really karmic. We are at the equinox too. Fall equinoxes, well, I did a whole thing about this on Patreon. September equinoxes in the northern hemisphere are about fall, moving into fall from summer, and in the southern hemisphere it's moving into spring. I did a whole thing over there. There's a whole workbook on Patreon. You can check it out. I think it's linked below. It should be. But anyway, speaking to the northern hemisphere, right now for fall, moving into fall, this is the time to do some weeding out, and the fact we have the eclipse with it is just making it that much more powerful to recognize we do not have to carry those cycles moving forward. We don't have to carry those patterns moving forward. We can leave it in the past. We can say this is history. Literally, this is history, and we don't have to repeat history. We don't, on an individual level or a collective level. And there is more of a collective layer and theme to this that is, I don't have another word other than intense for it. I think intense is actually a really good word for it, because that's something I've been sitting with personally here, is just like collectively what is happening as we're moving through this threshold, and how some people are responding to moving through this threshold. Because the other thing is, like, while we are eclipsing out these like old patterns and old memories, remembrance on multi-dimensional levels, right? It's really crazy. There is still so much new that has been brewing and happening and has been like at play, and there really hasn't been enough like light shed on that really truly is going on, that really is happening. And you guys know I've probably been talking about this for like probably a couple years at this point, that well, I don't know, time is so weird. Destruction and creation happen at the same time. It's not like one happens and then the other happens. They happen simultaneously. They are the polarity of the same energetic force, right? It's just being in this kind of physical reality, we do experience more, we see destruction more on like the surface level of the experience versus the creation, because we are in a physical reality. It's just how it goes. But they do happen at the same time. And so understand too that like, even though there is like crazy shit happening in the world, and maybe even in your own personal life, and there are things that are even being just eclipsed out, even just on a more mundane level, right? We don't got to make it so big. There is creation happening too. as I say that the sun's coming out. Creation is happening too. The good shit is happening too. The more stable, higher value foundations, evolution, creations, innovations, all the things are happening too. You just have to really allow yourself to see that, and you have to allow yourself to feel that, and you have to allow yourself to believe that, right? Especially when like some of these energies, these like more karmic-y, older, denser energies go like rah, and like start like kick it up, right? And get all up in your face. And also, you know, on a little side note before I hop off here, because I am technically in a public space, and I'm like, I don't like being that person to like be doing this out in public, respecting other people's experiences, you know. People are very outspoken right now. People are very outspoken right now, and not necessarily about the most healthy things right now. There's some people, especially with this like Mars square Pluto energy, even just the T-square with Venus and Vesta and Uranus. Some people got so much anger right now, and they don't even know why they're so angry. They're just wanting to tear shit down. So if people come at you like that, try to see that for what it is and not get sucked into that shit. If anything, if you have the capability to just like meet that with like humor, humor, maybe just a little bit of truth and just a calm, do your thing, but don't be shocked about that either. I release what is not mine to carry. I hope everyone here can do the same. Yes, I love that. Yes, absolutely. But yeah, I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna hop off so I can go back to enjoying my moment with this threshold. But yeah, I just hope that that is supportive for you guys. And again, I posted the song on posts, the post tab. I don't know, YouTube changes shit so often. I don't know where anything is anymore. But yeah, just take care of yourselves today. Take care of yourselves today. And if you find that you're doing a lot of shedding today, allow tomorrow to be more of that creation energy with the equinox. Allow yourself to like bathe in some of the newer more sustainable, uplifting kind of things tomorrow. Even if it's just like the tiniest thing you're doing for yourself. Just let yourself do it. You'll feel good. I know tomorrow's a Monday. I know not everyone can do that Monday, but it'll help you to honor the equinox, regardless of whatever hemisphere you're in. Because if you're in the southern hemisphere, you're going into spring, which almost is like more powerful than the fall equinox, in my opinion. Just an opinion. With the coupled with this eclipse, because for the spring equinox, that's more like a new year. So in the southern hemisphere, you're almost working with more of like more of that like annual kind of eclipsing out of things. So you're not just like in the southern hemisphere, you're not just like feeling all this other like remembrance stuff that I was talking about, right? It's like you're even looking at the last 12 months and being like, what is never coming with me ever again? Right? Like, what am I dropping here at the door and like never looking back at again? And that's kind of cool and intense too. In a good way, in a really good way. But anyway, again, if you're curious about the workbook that I created, there's a link below. It's also it's the link that takes you to Patreon anyway for it. It's not necessary, but some people do really well with like tools like that. I didn't even mean to create one. It just kind of happened. And so anyway, so there's that. Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye guys. Have a good day. Take care, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.